Hello and welcome, ladies and gents, back to the channel. Now, I've got a pretty decent track record when it comes towards pick-ems. I've got diamond coins in every single one, apart from the last major at Rio. And let's be honest, no one was getting a diamond coin there anyway, and no one's predicting outsiders to win it, so I don't care. Gold coin is pretty damn good for that. We're going to do another pick-ems video, as we always do. This one, again, I'm going to try and keep it pretty brief and nice and quick. So let's just get straight into the action, of course. Going on over in towards our lovely border. Now, I know it says RMRs, but we're going to use the same one because I've got it here anyway, so we may as well. Now, I was having a little bit of a deliberation about where we go when it comes towards the old O3s, and I think there's a couple that you can make arguments for. I think for Fluxo, there's a world in which they go O3. I think them even being here is actually pretty damn impressive, to be honest. I think there was maybe a couple of the teams that many of us probably would have expected, instead, potentially. So, Flux are probably towards the top of the list. The Mongols, I know that one seems rogue, but just because they've just made changes, and I'm not really too sure how I feel about them right now. I still think there's a little bit of inconsistency there. I think Greyhound are the really solid team from the region, with the Mongols are actually a little bit shaky now. They're actually beatable, right? Which is, I think, something. And I know a slightly rogue one, but I was going to throw Apex out there. I know Apex been playing well. I know they've been putting in a lot of hard work, but I just still feel like there's inconsistencies there. So for me, I think Kickstarter thinks I'm going to go Fluxo 03. I think that just feels, I don't know. It actually still feels pretty up in the air. For me, if I was going to make a really tough decision between Fluxo and Apex, I know that seems very rogue, but that's where I want to go. We can lock in my eyes, the guarantees. G2, I think they're a guarantee. FaZe, guarantee. Liquid, guarantee. Those three, absolutely locked in. I then, on top of that, I think NIP will make it. I know, they've been pretty rough. They've had their shaky moments, so to say. I think they'll make it. I think Ents will make it. I think Nertz is playing some unbelievably good Counter-Strike at the moment. He is arguably one of the best riflers, kind of just pound for pound in the world right now. I mean, he is really stepping up huge. So he's been sick. And then we kind of go in towards the last two. And also, of course, the 3-0 about where things pan. G2, they're going to be solid. FaZe, even though they went to the LCQ, you've got to have belief in FaZe, right? I think it would be kind of stupid not to, in a way. And I'm playing the way I'm going to be doing it anyway. It's just looking at this as a sense of, I'm guaranteeing points on the board, right? You need to get your 5 pick. You need to get 5 of them right to then keep getting the coin up and up. So rather than making the prediction of who actually is going to go 3-0, because if I was going to do that, I'd probably go G2. I'm just going to play it safe and just guarantee G2 going through, right? But now we're into a bit of an awkward position. I think for Liquid, they'll be fine. NIP, they're actually a little bit shaky. There's actually still a world in which NIP don't make it. I still feel like that team isn't as secure as they should be. They're not as secure as name value would say. I think for Hedrick, he's a good player, but he's not playing up to the potential he can do. Alexi B is a caller. He has his really good games and really poor games as well, and that can always be, for me, a little bit of a problem coming through. But yeah, now we plan out the rest of the field. We look at the teams that are left here. I'm going to go from the right-hand side. Complexity, I don't think they make it. I've just come back from ESL Challenger Melbourne. They bombed out in the groups. They didn't even make it out of groups. I really don't feel comfortable in that team. They look shaky. They look uncomfortable. They're not playing good Counter-Strike. I think there may be a change on the horizon on the cards. If it was going to be anyone, it'd probably be Fang, if I had to guess. They're struggling. Greyhound, I like Greyhound a lot. But do they make it through? I think it's pretty damn tough, and they never have, right? So I think it's that itself is a risk. Now, Mal's semi-finalists from last year, however, of every team in the major, Mal's have played the least Counter-Strike this entire 2023. They've only played, I think it was 34 games, right? That's not a lot of Counter-Strike compared to Monty, who've played something in the region of 163, something like that. So you can see the disparities, and for me, Miles is just so inconsistent. Such a wild card. Miles could, end up coming into this going 3-0 or 0-3. That's literally what you get out of Miles. You never really know. Monty, I think there's actually a pretty solid chance Monty make it. I think they play really good Counter-Strike. I think they're so puggy that teams don't really know how to compete against them. And in best of ones, they're just so scary to come against. So Monty are definitely up there in terms of the potential to make it through. Apex, I'm going to go with no. I didn't even think they'd make it for the RMR. I'm going to go with a doubter mindset here and say that Apex don't make it. Game Legion, actually a pretty decent chance. Shuhei, as a leader, I think he's really solid. Acors and Orpa, unbelievable. Those two as dynamic duo, super solid. Very, very good. Will they make it through? Still kind of feels up in the air. Pain, now for me, every part of me wants to put Pain going through. I think Zevian Skulls is just unbelievable. I've been absolute meat riders of Pain for a long, long time. I love this team. I think they play really good Counter-Strike, and I'm very, very tempted to put them through. I'll discuss where I'm going to go in a second, but they're definitely up there. They're more towards the top end. OG, I'm not going to go with OG. I don't have faith in this OG team. I think they're so heavily reliant on Dexter that if Dexter doesn't show up, they crumble. And for me, that worries me quite a lot. And then you've got Fours as well. Fours who play the RMR pretty damn well. They were pretty damn good in towards Pro League as well. At the moment, in terms of studio LAN environments, they actually look pretty damn good. I think for Fours, they feel like one of the more sure bets for me. I know it may seem slightly rogue, but I just have a feeling that that Fours have got it about them. I think Jerry obviously just does some great work. Do I lock this one in, though? Is still, for me, a little bit shaky of where things go. I think part of me wants to put Monty going 3-0 just for the sake of, I don't know, even now, right, I'm starting to get in my own head about it, because Mouse theoretically should make it, right? When you just look at it on paper, Frozen as a rifler is just so good that they theoretically should make it, but they're so shaky. So part of me wants to put Mouse going 3-0 just to kind of play the high risk, high reward, and then float something like, well, it's like it's between Pain and Monty in my eyes. And part of me wants to go Pain, but then Monty plays so much Counter-Strike. Any bodybuilder would tell you that, you know, any reps, no matter the weight, is always going to be good for you, right? And that, for me, part of it feels like I kind of want to go for Monty for that exact reason. So I've essentially got between Monty, Gamer Legion, Pain as probably my 3 to go through, and I've got to pick one out of them. I'm not going to go OG. I'm not going to go Apex. I'm not going to go Complexity. I don't feel any confidence in those guys. They may prove me wrong, right? But I don't feel any confidence in them right now. I think I'm going to go, I don't know, man. I don't know. Part of me wants to actually go Monty 3-0 and put Mouse locked in there. But then also I could put Fours going 3-0 as well. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go Fours go 3. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go Fours go here, and then that's gonna be my locked in bottom row, and I'm gonna go Monty go 3-0. That's gonna be my lock in. I think there's a world. I know it's pretty unlikely. I think there's a world Monty go 3-0. Boros is such an animal. There is a world. Somehow, some way, they go 3-0. Part of me wanted to put Zevi and Skulls for Pain, just them going 3-0, but I think it's unlikely. This is what I'm gonna lock in. I think Fluxo, I'm not feeling confident in that team right now at all. The rest of the team, I should find 5 here. Pretty much guaranteed. G2, FaZe, Liquid, already they're kind of a guaranteed 3. I think realistically 2 out of NIP, ENDS, Fours, and MAUs should go through the next stage as well. So I should get 5 regardless. I'm like 85% confident in how this one will pan out. I think I can even push towards potentially getting something along the lines of 7, maybe. Flux are going 0-3. I don't think that's that wild, that rogue. I think them even making it through the RMR was, you know, a little bit rogue to some. So that's what I'm locking in there. There we go. Boom. Locked in, confirmed. Ladies and gents, that's what we are going to be getting. So either way, that's said and done. We're going to lock those ones in. We're going to come back and see how we do when we go into the legend stage. But for now, thank you very much for watching. As per usual, if you're new around here, please do subscribe and all of the good stuff. For now, though, I'll bid you all farewell.